All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my NBA Cup predictions. So this will be the second ever NBA Cup end season tournament prediction, where we will see the second ever NBA regular season champion crown. And last year was the beginning of the Cup tournament. Lakers became the first ever NBA Cup champions in league history. Now, I like the idea of Adam Silver running this back because the NBA Cup tournament last year was pretty good. It keeps the NBA regular season pretty interesting, and that gives players something to play for really early on in the NBA regular season. I mean, this is also gives us good matchups and creates competition early on. I also think the court designs are pretty cool during the NBA regular season tournament, and the knockout rounds are pretty good in the Cup tournament last year. So I'll be sharing my NBA Cup tournament predictions tonight on TNT. It started for the NBA and all across the NBA, so it's going to be pretty cool to follow for the next month or so in the NBA. So let's start off with the Eastern Conference. You got Group A that has the New York Knicks, the Orlando Magic, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Charlotte Hornets. Now, if this was any other time in this bracket, I would say that the 76ers would be my pick to win Group A in the East, in the Eastern Conference. But Joel Embiid just returned tonight against the New York Knicks. He needs to get his legs underneath him. He needs to get back in basketball shape. Tyrese Maxey is going to be out for a few weeks. I got to say, I lean towards the New York Knicks. I think they'll get things going. They started off a little rocky, but I do believe that they'll get things going offensively. And the rotation of Tom Thibodeau, how they play out there in New York, I think the rotation will get going. I think that's a perfect way to establish what they're going to do later on in the regular season by getting off to a hot start, advancing out of the Eastern Conference Group A. Now, Group East, in the Eastern Conference Group B, you have the Milwaukee Bucks, the Indiana Pacers, the Miami Heat, the Toronto Raptors, and the Detroit Pistons. Now, the Bucks, there's no hope for them right now. Pistons can make it interesting. I'm going to say the Pacers get out of Group B, out of the East. They got the experience in this. They were the runner-ups in the NBA Cup last year when they fell short to the Lakers in the championship game. They got hot last year in the tournament shooting threes, so I think that's going to advance them out of the East for Group B. Now, the Eastern Conference Group C, you have the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Chicago Bulls, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Washington Wizards. Now, I'm going to go with the Celtics to get out of Group C. I think this could be the most interesting out of all three groups in the East, believe it or not. I just go with the Celtics because that rotation that they have, that roster that they have, man, oh man. I know it's a vanilla pick, but you want to go outside the box for these tournaments, but I just feel like they're going to advance out of Group C. Even though the Cleveland Cavaliers, I just raved about them in the last segment, they are 12-0. I don't know if you can remain that hot for this type of tournament early on in the season, but I do believe they're going to be threats later on. The Chicago Bulls could make it interesting. They are a good three-point shooting team thus far. If Lonzo Ball was available, that would be really, really tough to go against them for this type of tournament because of how well they can shoot the three. But I'm going to go with the Celtics advancing out of the East. Now, in the West, you have Group A, Group C, Group A, Group B, and Group C. In the West, Group A, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Sacramento Kings, the Houston Rockets, and the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, give me the Kings to win the Group A in the West. I mean, you got Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk coming off the bench. I just trust them in clutch time situations and crunch time situations. They can shoot the ball well. They could get hot on any given night. I like them coming out of the Group A over the Minnesota Timberwolves here. Now, in the West, Group B, you have Oklahoma City Thunder, the Phoenix Suns, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Utah Jazz, and the San Antonio Spurs. Give me the Lakers to win, to make it out of Group B in the West, only because the Lakers know how to win this tournament. Even though Darvin Ham isn't there and JJ Redick is there, they still have the experience of what it's like to get there with most of the players that were there last year being back on the roster. So I think the Lakers can capitalize based off of the Suns missing Kevin Durant for the next few weeks. He's out with an injury. OKC not having Chet Holmgren. He's out with an injury. The Lakers can deal with the Spurs and the Jazz out in there. So give me the Lakers to advance out of Group B. And then Group C, you have the Denver Nuggets, the Dallas Mavericks, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Golden State Warriors, and the Grizzlies. As much as I want to say the Nuggets, they are still missing Aaron Gordon for multiple weeks due to a calf injury. So that leaves me to lean towards the Golden State Warriors to win it here because a tournament like this, it's their game. I mean, playing well defensively, they blitz well. Buddy Hield can be the X factor for the Warriors shooting-wise. Shooting from the threes, a tremendous three-point shooter this year. So I got to say that the Warriors will make it out of Group C in the West. Now, finals, I think the knockout predictions will be pretty well. I don't know how that's going to go. But I will say my NBA Cup finals prediction this year, I'm going to say it's going to be the Warriors making it out of the West. And give me the Pacers making it out of the East to get back there again. The Pacers can get back to the finals in the Cup. They did it last year with good three-point shooting. They have the experience to do it again. I think the Warriors are going to win the NBA Cup tournament this year with Steph Curry having clutch situations. He can break out and have a good end-season tournament. The three-point shooting for the Golden State Warriors, them shooting the three, I think that's going to be a key ingredient for them winning this tournament. Playing defense well. They played defensively well thus far early in the season, blitzing well, sitting down, locking up defenders on the defensive side of the ball. Buddy Hield and Steph Curry shooting the three and big moments will be huge for this team. Plus, they still got Draymond Green's leadership. They got a deep bench rotation that they can lean on. Jonathan Kuminga, Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton. I just lean towards them to win this end-season tournament, and that's going to be my pick. I got the Golden State Warriors winning the second NBA Cup tournament. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.